Shocking to me, Amy, in reading this, how Kamala Harris ended up with the nomination, how she inherited Joe Biden's place running for president. Because it looks like she wasn't wanted by Barack Obama. She wasn't wanted by Nancy Pelosi. She wasn't wanted by Joe Biden. In fact,
well, she had, I mean, it made sense because she was his vice president, and no one wanted to step around that. So, what we do is we take you inside that process. Her people were already making calls. They were meeting in her pool house at the Naval Observatory the moment that Joe Biden decides to step down. So there was already a plan in place. They were calling around secretly, obviously, to make this happen, to put this in motion. And we reveal all of that in the book. He went to a small fundraiser, fluorescent tape on the floor to guide him where he needs to go. On foreign trips, there's a makeup artist who comes in first thing in the morning to kind of liven him up and do his makeup ahead of these meetings. He wasn't doing television, he was going into meetings. The first thing was to bring in this makeup artist to help him. You know, and all of this we reveal in the book for the first
fluorescent tape?
Yes. And, you know,
show him where to go at a fundraiser at Governor Phil Murphy's house. So a small place, and it's like fluorescent tape on the floor pointing him where to go in a house. And when he goes to speak to the donors outside, he's got a teleprompter. You know, he's and a podium. You know, in this small patio area. That night they go in for this private dinner, and he's talking about Ukraine, and he's kind of making sense, and then he starts trailing off. And this happens repeatedly, where he's kind of doing well and then trailing off. And finally, Biden sort of realizes what's going on himself and says, "You know, you guys don't want to wait anymore for your dinner. I guess I'm gonna shut up now." But
what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise, and we have to talk about it, man. We got to talk about the Democrat Party. They are falling apart, and their own operatives are cashing in by exposing the truth. They're writing books admitting that Joe Biden's mental decline was real, that nobody actually wanted Kamala Harris, something that common sense already told us. But these are the same people who lied to protect the narrative, lied to protect Joe Biden, lied to protect the Democrat Party, and now they are profiting off of the truth. And their base is coping and seething as the party turns on itself. This isn't leadership. It's a power grab. These people are greedy, and they will do anything for power and money. These aren't people to trust. These aren't the people that we can trust to turn the country around or point the country in the right direction. And the thing is that they're showing us. So I'm a firm believer that when people show you who they are, you have to believe them. And that's why we got to talk about it. And when people continue to lie and continue to grandstand, we got to expose them as well. We're going to check out this clip from The View. Like, share, subscribe. I know you guys loathe them, but we got to talk about it because it's important. These people need to be exposed. So hit that like button, share this video, turn those notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. And without further ado, let's get into it.
The 2024 presidential campaign was even more of a mess for Democrats than we even saw. According to several new books about the last few months of the election, they're writing books about it now. In one book, Biden advisor Ron Klain claimed there was a lot of concern that Biden couldn't keep up with the debate prep and he would fall asleep by the pool.
Me too.
Me too. Another book claims President Obama didn't want VP Harris to take Biden's place. His choice was Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Now, these are books that people are writing, so we have to take a lot of this, I think, with a bit of a grain of salt. I mean, if any of this is true, what can Democrats do about it now? I mean, it seems to me this ship has sailed. What's the point?
I'd rather read a book about what Trump did to us when he was president and what he's doing to us now.
Yeah.
I'm much more interested in that. I'm not interested in looking back.
And
I mean, we're
really
in a constitutional crisis.
Of course, they're not interested in looking back because it exposes them. It exposes each one of these women that's on this panel here. And it exposes the DNC for the lying crooks that they are. And that's why a Sonny Hostin can get out there and say, I'm not interested, in talking about the past. I'm only interested in talking about how bad they perceive Trump to be and his policies to be. We'll see who's talking a year from now. We'll see who's talking a year from now. Now, the thing is that these people don't want to talk about the fact that we've been in a recession since 2021. Not only did we have two negative, what do you call it? Negative growth to GDP. We actually had 3 quarters in a row of GDP negative growth. But The View doesn't want to talk about that either. These people are ridiculous, and that's why their credibility is shot.
Really believe that Trump is not falling asleep in the chair at Mar-a-Lago?
I actually wish he did fall
There were
asleep.
more books about Trump than I feel like anyone ever needed to
You
read.
wrote one.
I did.
You did.
I did.
We're in a moment where a lot of people are scared. They're nervous. They're worried that we're seeing America fundamentally changed. And a reason for that, not just a little asterisk, is that Joe Biden did not win, did not step aside in time to allow someone else to win.
Right.
And I do think it is a story that warrants some reflection, because even beyond the electoral consequences of Trump winning and what we're going to experience the next 4 years, I think there's also what I'm struck by, and I think highly of Biden. People always think I'm like so critical just because I think he needed to step aside and give someone else a chance. He does start to come off, the more we're learning, like I alone can fix it. It almost comes off Trumpian.
And it was late also.
Well, but he should have done it sooner.
Right,
If he had after the debate, that would have given someone enough runway to actually run a winning campaign.
Well, I would say the learning lesson here is listen to the voters, because one thing that really pissed me off as an independent, and I was one of the people that sat here and said after seeing President Biden, I voted for Biden. I really like Biden. I actually have been happy with him, and I would have voted for him if he continued to run. But I did look at him and think, I think maybe you do need to step aside. And now the rumors that we're hearing starting to make sense. And what happened is everyone said, you're disloyal if you say that. Shut up and fall in line. And that's why people want to be independents these days, because partisan politics, they lie. It was the Democratic Party that made that choice that said, you're betraying him if you call it like you see it. And the point here is he wasn't necessarily fit to run for another 4 years.
Okay, look, I know Ron.
He wasn't fit to run the first 4 years. I mean, the guy literally was on vacation for 40% of his term, which lets us know that he was not fit to run at all. He wasn't. And the fact that you have this lady talking about she's an independent, but she votes Democrat, and Alyssa Fair Gray, or Griffin, whatever her name is, she says that she's a Republican, but she votes Democrat and supports Joe Biden. That just lets you know everything that you need to know about these people, man. This is a panel full of Democrats who want to push policies that are a full-on detriment to the country. They're okay with the country being in the toilet as long as they can lie about it and their side is in power. It's ridiculous, man.
I was texting with him yesterday. He's one of the longest advisors and very, very close to Biden. So this is probably very painful to them both.
So why say it?
Usually,
Right. It's
because
kinda
you know
mean.
what? Because
He's
folks
saying
get
the framing
caught up
is wrong.
talking about postmortems of campaigns
just
and
wanna
talking
sell
to
books.
reporters who are their friends. And usually I like these books. Usually I like the campaign gossip of primary colors after Clinton, or after
primary
Obama, or game change after McCain. But these are not normal times, so I'm just not interested in palace gossip from a year and a half ago, because I'm more interested about the children who are losing food because this government is cutting off the program, and the federal workers who are losing their jobs. And I'm interested about the deportation people who have no due process. And I'm, interested in the fact that we are at war with trade war with the rest of the world and threatening allies like Panama and Greenland.
Some of us warned that all of this specifically was coming. There were people beating the drum, explaining explicitly what a second Trump.
Can somebody explain to me how Greenland is an ally? Let's just keep it a buck. They don't have enough people to be an ally to anybody. They just don't. In Panama, they owe us. These are people that are not patriots. These are people that are pro everybody else and anti-American. These people are insufferable.
Would be. You're saying it, but the Democrats could not put up something formidable enough to beat it.
Two things can be true at once. You can despise Trump and everything the Republicans stand for and still be able to see straight about what happened here. And denying it and telling people you're not seeing what you're seeing is never going to win voters.
I bet you every single person that voted for Kamala Harris wishes that Kamala Harris won right now.
I do.
I bet you that. Yeah, I bet you that, and I bet you there are a lot of people that voted for Trump that wish that Kamala
and
Harris
a lot
was
of
in the
people
White
who
House.
didn't vote who are
These people are stupid. Sonny has to be one of the most unintelligent people on TV. Having a degree does not make you smart, obviously. Being a lawyer does not make you smart. There is a lot of dumb lawyers walking around in this country with JDs. Goodness gracious. There was a whole slew of people on X, you can go look it up, that are 100% happy that Trump won, even though they voted for Kamala. And if they could go back and change their vote, they would do it. There's a bunch of people out there
Probably regretting it now. And like I always said, I would prefer, Joe Biden in a coma over Trump, and I maintain that.
We'll be right back.
Oh my goodness, man, these women, man, I tell you. Their hope is that you forget the previous 4 years. You forget it. Let's not talk about it. Let's just move on and solely focus on the Trump-Vance administration. That's what their hope is. So therefore, when they get to 26, when they get to 28, they can act like none of that just happened. And the sad part about it, it's their own people exposing them. It's their own people exposing them. And I'm 100% here for it, because the American people need to know. Even the people that would call themselves staunch Democrats need to know that these people they were willing to lie to you. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that they're going to vote blue no matter who. They know that these people are lying and they don't care. They love the lies, and they're going to continue to support these people. The thing is that there's not going to be the Trump boogeyman. It's almost over with. He's not going to run in 28. He's trolling you guys. If y'all think that he's going to run in 28, he's not going to do it. It would take Congress to amend the Constitution. So don't even worry about that. And the thing is the fact that he's also going to be, a lot older. I don't even think he wants to do that. That's why he has to pedal to the metal right now, implementing everything that needs to be implemented in this nation. And he understands that if it fails, it's going to fall squarely on his shoulders. But I think he's okay with that. I think he understands that he is okay with that responsibility. But like I've said in previous videos, something has to shake. We have to try to do something else. We have to. We have to. We cannot keep operating as business as usual. We just can't afford to do it. What kind of nation are we going to leave our children, our grandchildren, if we keep allowing countries to get over on us, our border to stay wide open, illegal immigrants taking resources out of Americans' mouths? We just can't continue to operate like this. And the fact that you have people like this, The View, and these ladies on here that do not care that the Biden administration lied to you. They do not care that there is a fraction within the party. They do not care that anything that happened during the Biden-Harris administration that hurt the American people, they do not care. Their sole purpose is to make sure that the status quo stays the status quo. The main thing is the main thing. And Democrat Party continues to support very wealthy people. When you think about the stock market, I think the number was like the top 1% has 88% of the stock market. So this little dip right here that's going on, it's not even affecting the masses because most people don't have money in the stock market. The middle class is only responsible for about 12% of stock market share ownership. So even in the middle class, it's not really affecting the middle class like that. This situation that we have going on is directly affecting the top 1%. Now, we got Democrats that are always talking about we need them to pay their fair share. We finally got a president in there that's trying to even the playing field, and they hate it. And they hating it. So which one is it? You want to do what's best for the American people? You want to support the country? Or you want to keep doing the things that's eventually going to put us in a position where the country is completely bankrupt? Which one is it? You want an administration that's going to be overly transparent and tell you exactly what's going on? Or do you want an administration like what we just had that was one of the least transparent administrations that we probably had in this country, or at least in modern U.S. history, that continues to lie and gaslight to you? Which one is it? Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on so you never miss an upload. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw.